And welcome viewers to Rocket Rabbit Commentaries presents one of the most 80s movies that we have done. One of the most 80s metal movies that we will ever do. Brought to you in 1981, the film classic Heavy Metal. 100% fully animated, including performances by known voice actors of the time like Harold Ramis, Eugene Levy, and John Candy, and music conducted not by Leonard Bernstein, but his lesser-known cousin, Elmer Bernstein.
Keith David is not in this movie, right?
Keith David is not in this movie.
Damn.
There are many people who are definitely 100% not in this movie, including the entire ensemble of Pink Floyd, Roger Waters and David Gilmour, yes. Although they do go on later to produce and have directed the movie classic The Wall, which is an adaptation of their album of the same name.
So, what I know about Heavy Metal going into this is that it is an art film. It is an art film that's very specifically renowned mostly for its visual style and its visual fidelity. However, that's really all I know about this movie going into it. I know literally nothing else about it.
I've known about this movie for most of my life. The reason why I picked this film is because when I was around 8 years old, me, my brother, my sister, and my dad all sat down to watch this because my dad thought it was a good idea. My mother disagreed at the time. So I don't think I've seen this movie back to front, maybe in forever, or so long ago that it doesn't even enter into it that I had the experience. It's going to be nice to watch this fresh and really see back to front what is, as my colleague Mr. Gerdat had pointed out, a movie whose strength is the artistic style and the depiction by images on the screen. The story, what happens, what people are saying at times, largely is unimportant and will fall by the wayside. You will do just fine as long as you can hear the music and you get the feels that the film is going for. The thrills, the chills, and of course, the bodacious babes that await. Like the lady that was riding in on a freaking dragon half naked on the holographic cover art I remember from the VHS tape.
So, my next question, Mr. Cloud, before we start is Ronnie James Dio in this movie?
I should know this. Well, Black Sabbath music appears in this. I just think that would be Ozzy Osbourne's Black Sabbath, not Ronnie James Dio's Black Sabbath. That is a good question. The opening credits will go over the musical talent performances and copyrighted music that will be appearing in this film in order to make it freaking awesome as it is.
Alright then, I am ready.
Yes, I think we are just about ready and seated ensconced. So we will begin with the primary images of the film coming up right before the Columbia Pictures logo with the shining halo held by a lady who is way better dressed than the characters we're going to see in this film. And definitely put your kids to bed. This film is not for children, which might lead people to believe that this movie is appropriate for children because it's animated. No. Animated films are not necessarily kid-friendly, and you should know ahead of time before you put one on.
Alright then, shall we begin?
Alright, I'd like Mr. Gerdat to count us down. Here we go.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, press play.
Columbia Pictures proudly presents content that will contain boobies, sex, violence, blood, destruction, occasionally drugs, and questionable behavior.
And motorcycles.
Yes, spaceships and taxicab rides. Welcome to the universe as we know it. Many stars and galaxies.
So we're opening up on the destruction of Krypton, right?
We saw metal. We felt its weight. Welcome to heavy metal. Which may be radioactive.
The void of stars.
Space films, a fascination made possible even more so by Star Wars.
And Don
And
Franks.
then later, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Martin Lavitt.
The opening action depicts an astronaut who, just as his day job is exploring the galaxies and now returning from outer space in order to reunite with his daughter, who is waiting for him for his return home. Because, of course, we expected that by the year 1999 that everybody was going to have access to a spaceship.
And space cars. Oh, it's specifically the speed racer Porsche, technically, right?
Sure. Let's just drive a 60s looking race car back from the cosmos and through the atmosphere.
Now, are we sure that this is actually animated? Because this looks more or less as though it's a stop motion.
They're using different art styles. Definitely animated. The Earth. I mean, they could have honestly taken images of a globe. Very stop motion style for this opening sequence with the car in outer space and the astronaut driving it. You can tell it looks a little jerky. Yeah.
And of course, the car is going to be destroyed on re-entry because it's a Porsche.
And always make sure to put your windshield wipers on so you can see clearly while re-entering the atmosphere. Welcome back home, dude.
Breaking through the cloud cover.
It is really cool when, like, you're going on an airplane trip that you go above the clouds for a bit and you see just nothing but clouds. Like,
he
wow.
failed to deploy his parachute at the correct time.
So crisp and so clean up here.
Ooh, Blue Oyster Cult's here. Woot!
Yep, Cheap Trick, Devo,
Journey,
Stevie Nicks, Grand Funk Railroad, Sammy Hagar. Based on original art and stories by Richard Corbin, Angus McKee, and others.
Len Bloom. I'm probably supposed to be more familiar with Len Bloom's work, but I'm not.
This movie had a touch of talent, yes. A cult classic.
Now we're in full animation.
Oh yeah. Now I feel like I'm watching a Hanna-Barbera cartoon.
Now it's a Hanna-Barbera cartoon. Although it's trying very specifically to evoke more Fist of the North Star stuff than Hanna-Barbera.
Daddy's home. I have many moon rocks and other worldly specimens I'd like to share with you, my child. Oh, it is heavy metal toxic. Boom. Spaceman is dead.
So then why'd you kill the astronaut?
Because the astronaut did not realize what he was handling. Now introducing the main villain of the story.
The
radioactive
parasite.
green orb. Kind of like the blob creature from the film Slither, that this creature has been around for millennia. Actually, millions and millions of years. sought after by many for its power, but none able to contain it. So now the orb is going over the stories of its other exploits through the universe.
As we are attempting to industrialize this plains land.
Always remember to wear a hazmat suit and gas mask with plenty of oxygen while rocking and rolling. Heavy metal, everyone. Yep, and there it is again.
Although here it's more faceted than a spherical.
You should not attempt to just touch what you don't understand.
So melting is its go-to defensive response. Okay.
Welcome to the city world as we know it. Probably New York, where they were pretty sure the Empire State Building would still be standing. Despite spaceships, buildings, and hover cars, now the main mode of transportation.
Paradise Playhouse, eh?
Live sex show.
Well, yeah, we need the revenue from blah, I can't even say the line. Ugh. But yeah, we are just definitely supposed to be on Earth, New York, despite the fact that our hover cars are only about 6 feet in the air.
The day before the 4th of July in the year 2031, to think that that year is actually approaching as of the recording date for this project. Oh, of course. They picked 50 years. They picked 50 years after after the release date of this film to set this. Oh, come on. You don't you have a... Oh, I see. Taxi Man can't afford a hover car. Neither can he afford to not be picked up by lowlifes.
So is melting and/or disintegration going to be our go-to answer for all of our conflicts, Mr. Cloud?
Well, it is one of the most metal ways to destroy people.
I don't know.
I mean, he could have
I think
popped...
trash compactor is actually more metal than melting.
Well, it definitely involves something of the metallic and periodic chart listed elements. And so the professor is suffering from even more troubles because of his relic that he has unearthed. Now, our taxicab driver of the moment will have arrived in time to save the majestic cleavage that has come his way. See, they don't all disintegrate each other, that they're firing lasers.
But we're 50 years into the future. Are the police actually viable? Hey, you said you were
Well,
taking her to the police station, not your flat, dude.
he is. Police precinct number 52. Yeah, buddy, you distracted me from my nips and my coffee. Hang on. I gotta get my coffee. Now you see how not far forward the world has become, except for the part that now they're ejecting green-skinned space aliens from the police station. Yep. All right. All the hoes and hookers, step aside. We gotta get this guy out of here.
It's a full grand a day in order to open an investigation. Jesus.
Well, so we have two evils in the world. One is the heavy metal atomic weight number 179, the green orb that had disintegrated two people now as of the start of this film, and also are the vices and other debaucheries that continue to plague society, even in the future.
You made it to my place.
Here's a glass of water. Zoom in, zoom out. The Loc Nar. So now our green orb has a name.
Ooh, football. Do we root for the blue team or the red team, Mr. Cloud?
Probably the blue team. That would be the New York Giants. That even 50 years in the future, they still suck. Heh. Yeah, I'm just gonna set the mood real quick. I'll take a nap and really make a strong suggestion that intoxication is how people get comfortable in my apartment. Now, see, we are at 12 minutes and 32 seconds, and now the over-the-top nudity is making a strong appearance.
That does not look like a viable position for sex, given the size of their bed.
And I was about to say, and also most improbable lovemaking. So I think by this time, viewers should have had sunk in what this movie is about. See, and it's beautiful for us at Rock Rabbit because we could just talk over the whole time, and we still understand enough what's going on in order to be paying attention sufficiently well.
They raided his place, but they very clearly didn't actually search all that hard.
No, it's because they suck. Everybody sucks in this world. Even the cab driver sucks.
I have like 47 different wrinkles on my face for being depressed all the time.
Rudnick, the big boss. He's gonna find this girl, this dame, what had run off. Smoke the big cigars, they're gonna go far.
Do you have to destroy my cab, dude? I get that you're trying to be a threatening mob boss and everything, but you don't need to burn my cab down in order to throw that kind of that vibe at me.
Jaws 7. They made
Dude, you paid
six
$1 for the
sequels
hot
to
dog
Jaws.
and you didn't even finish it. Yeesh.
Now, if you're keeping a tally of all the things that people are doing wrong that they could do better, like personal hygiene, not wasting food, keeping the pants on, you're gonna run out of spaces for all those tick marks by the end of this film.
Yeah. So we replace cell phones specifically with messenger drones.
I do kind of like that, is that instead of me having to reach into my pocket for my phone, that a computer will just fly in out of nowhere and relay to me the message, and then as soon as it's done, it will just fly away. Quite effortless.
So, Cabby,
All right, now this...
Is this an everyday occurrence for you? The need to do the Star Wars shootouts with pursuing drones.
Fiery explosions! Jeez, watch where you're flying, guy.
Oh, we even industrialized pieces of the Statue of Liberty. Damn it.
Well, I see that there are two pieces of the city that are still up. The Statue of Liberty and my erection. $300,000 chrono dollars, Mr. Gardette. We can almost begin to pretend we know how much money that is.
Well, let us assume for a moment that that it is effectively a 1-to-1 translation of the USD in 1981. Okay, I think that means today that would be approximately 2.1 million USD.
Depreciation. Yeah, I see that he made use of that hand grenade he had in the dashboard.
Enter at risk.
They're going to make the exchange, of course, dramatically, because we see events in the future that this exchange does not go all that well.
Well, we
That
still
the
have an
Loc
hour
Nar,
left of the movie, so of course it doesn't go that well.
now Retnick has the Loc Nar. Well, we know that because the Loc Nar is a force not to be fucked with, that things are going to happen that are going to turn. Yep, he took the shielding off, and then he puts his hands on it.
And now he melts because that is what the parasitic orb does. It melts people.
And there were no witnesses.
So that should be the last instance of the Loc Nar in this movie, right?
No, we see more. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us.
Really?
You
Does
and
everyone
I.
need to betray our cabbie?
Now, don't make me. Yep, he hit the button. Baby, you're good in bed, but you gotta be a bit better of a backseat driver than that. It's alright. She was pretty good in the sack, so I'll give her that. I'll clean up her bones later.
So Harry the cabbie.
Just one of many tales that we will be experiencing on this most heavy metal trip. Now let us return to a little girl who held hostage, who is still processing that her father had melted right before her very eyes.
Are you going to explain those powers, Mr. Loc Nar?
Viewers should be slowly coming to terms with who this girl is as the film goes on, and why it is so important that we keep returning to her. Also exploring that the Loc Nar does have the ability to move itself on its own.
So this is an anthology movie then?
Anthology, as in
We have a bunch of
like
different stories loosely connected together.
Oh, I was gonna say that's more like a. Don't they use the word compilation for that?
They could.
A bit of a Pulp Fiction, really. And the Loc Nar also has the ability to turn itself on and off in order to lure people under the impression that it's safe to handle.
But here, very explicitly, it's reacting to massive energy spikes.
So now little nerd has been sent to another world across the universe by the Loc Nar's powers.
Is he actually going to get isekai'd, or is this just a representation of his mental experience?
Welcome to the great monument of man's penis. Behold.
Oh, sure, just steal the battlement flag. Uh huh.
And so, as Adam and Eve had realized their nudity in the Garden of Eden, so too our unnamed, now bald, muscular muchacho has found himself in a kind of cultish realm. Yes, come forth. So I got a question for you, Mr. Greta. Did you see the episode of South Park where the major plot point of the film of the episode was that they were sniffing cat piss and it was getting them so high that they were having heavy metal fantasies?
I do remember that being a South Park episode. I'm not entirely sure if I actually watched it all the way through though.
Well, you may well more readily recognize it as I did that was indeed a parody of this film because of the overwhelming number of instances of naked female breasts you see throughout the episode.
Well, specifically, that was happening to Kenny. The rest of the episode wasn't actually about that though.
I think Randy also was having that fantasy. Well, I mean, Kenny more explicitly, yeah, because he thought that he was like saving the world on the back of a freaking flying dinosaur.
Which is one of the best ways to save the world, of course.
Right, eyes. Okay, Aladdin. I mean, you could sync the audio a little bit better next time. I mean, mind you, I'm having a little difficulty concentrating on lip movements while I'm having this much nudity displayed right in front of me.
Kind of.
Yes, so far among Rocker Rabbit Commentaries movie productions, this is the most seconds of human anatomy that we have seen in any film that we've done yet for this channel, and I think it just goes to show how far we've come as commentators and as a YouTube channel.
That has got to be extremely inconvenient for underwear, though.
And also a bit misogynistic with the theming. It seems like every time a lady gets saved by a man, that the lady has to give sex as a reward.
Although that is technically more akin to how narratives were working at the time, Mr. Cloud.
Yes, in the 80s, yes. Which followed from the 70s, which decided it just was not bouncy groovy enough. We're moving on in the world.
So have we decided what ethnicity our character for this story is yet?
Well, there are numerous characters for this film. First we were
our lead character for this story.
Where is the girl? Where is the girl right now? Because
she's in a different room.
This is the third story that we've seen among three, and there's a girl in each one. Don't make me have to hurt you with my sudden ability to understand martial arts.
No, really, we are actually allowed to show small blood splatters here, and we even have firearms.
Well, of course, dude. I'd say one of this film's most impressive aspects is its ability to show gratuitous violence. Huh. I see you're doing well at shooting me. Here, behold, Sleeping Beauty.
We put her underwear back on her for some reason. So we are just ripping off Conan from here, then, right?
Well, actually, I think this film precedes Conan.
It probably does.
Everybody dies. Oh, God, I am tired.
The dactyl ate the lizard, Mr. Cloud.
Something of a feeding frenzy throughout the galaxies. Now on this strange planet where the Loc Nar has found and slowly taking host on its conquest for universal domination, yet we have another faction that is interested in possessing it. And also, strongly reminiscent of Tatooine at this point.
This isn't supposed to be Tatooine specifically. This is supposed to be in the African Plains lands.
What? Why African plains land? That's an Earth continent.
Yeah, yeah.
I know. It's supposed to make resemblances so at least we can readily recognize. Except that these are definitely like goblins and ghouls and other such monsters.
Except they're not. They're very specifically supposed to be alien as opposed to high fantasy.
And so the beast is having a meal of the bones entrails of a soldier. We must stand guard and keep our guns ready. This is for fighting, and this is for fun, baby. Very quietly, like now.
Mm. And now the movie decides to go to black scale.
I bet you didn't see that coming.
I did not.
Oh, you thought you were holding on to something spherical, yes. Oh, I got something better in mind, baby.
As
Dude,
the
one of the
queen, I'm going to go sleep with this protagonist.
Exactly. See, what the movie is teaching is that the more important you are, the more sex you have. Except, of course, for the blonde dude cliche who is mostly just trying to get under your skin with how annoying he was. Oh yeah, yeah, right up in there.
That cannot
My
be comfortable
hero,
to sleep on though, because that is a very lumpy bed.
right? Way too lumpy. Like I've heard of water beds, but this is a goddamn balloon bed.
Effectively, yeah.
I have no idea what she was talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. There is a lore that is occasionally being dumped in little bucketfuls that they have to take back to the watering hole every now and then to pour another wad of exposition in between the scenes of sex and violence.
Mm.
Oh man.
Thankfully, my sudden body transformation has given me the ability to just throw the dudes around.
Now,
Wait,
Indiana Jones, right away.
did she say prepare the pliers, as in she's gonna pull off her head with pliers?
It's gonna hurt. I command you with the very limited amount of energy that I want to get across. Yeah, yeah, I am
Oh, now we have
handsome and
insect mounts.
powerful.
We just now have them all of a sudden.
I mean, there have been flying creatures,
Yeah, there's been flying
things
creatures,
throughout the
sure,
film.
but the big
Hover
flying creatures that
cars,
we saw was a dactyl.
dactyls, now dragonflies.
And they're not even
Oh, I'm
dragonflies.
sorry.
They're more akin to wasps.
Yeah, these are more like desert flies. And now at the great epic climax, haha. No! Stop! You can't do this, man!
I'm supposed to be Thulsa Doom in this movie.
Who's in charge here? However, the Loc Nar has become displeased by this child's play, and soon activate its powers of imminent destruction.
Very specifically steroiding the aggression and all the other humanoids around.
And making red paint spill out of everybody's torsos. Actually, would you agree that the animation style in this movie?
Is to form a grappling harpoon.
So would you agree that the animation style in this movie looks a lot like the Lord of the Rings animated movie that we did?
No, I would not.
The Hobbit? No. I thought there were some similarities, like very 70s inspired.
Well, here's the thing: the Rankin Bass Hobbit movie was 77. This actually looks to have less. This actually looks to be less clean than that.
I would say that cleanliness was one of the least of their concerns.
Oh, so our John Carpenter of Asteroid is not actually going to go home. Okay.
Let's fly away. I like being better this way. Not so geeky. Get to fly off in the sunset and get ready for some sweet lovemaking. Now, how did the Loc Nar get? Oh, okay. Now
it
it's
just
just
broke
like,
out of its fucking scepter and flew into space. Okay, yeah.
bye. It just does whatever it wants, and now for
It's going to
yet
assail
another
a
arc.
space station because it can do that now.
The
That
International
window
Space
is supposed
Station.
to be closed.
So it has powers of also size changing.
Very much so. It was the size of a school globe. Now it's a fucking gumball.
Say, my big chin is pleased. We'll see if the other man with big chin will like this.
So we have approached. We have arrived at the Galactic Council portion of the movie.
Which apparently is inspired by the British magistracy.
Fuckers, I'm wearing the Imperial Covenant's uniform.
Why are they using so much paper when they could just have a robot make these counts? You're boring the judge. Okay, Gaston.
He is trying to be Gaston specifically, but
Oh, please. There's a Loc Nar somewhere in the room. Of course things are not going to turn out as I had planned. Meanwhile, I'm just going to relax and let them tell the audience even more what a bad dude I am. Oh, there he is. See, we were wondering where you were, big-nosed, big-eared, big-chuned man. And here comes the chief witness. Don't you dare invoke the Lord in a movie this unholy. Well, this couldn't possibly go wrong, right, Mr. Gurdett?
Yes, it could. I mean, the Loc Nar's on the space station. They're going to explode it eventually.
See? Wait, I didn't mean to say that.
Wait, how did I pull off a nunnery disguise?
They still so they still have powdered wigs and nuns and paper Bibles in this world. How far have we really come? So now the Loc Nar is just fucking with people.
Mm.
So I mean, it could have just went as far as just taking apart the space station. Now he's got to make his Hulk smash creation in order to rip this place to pieces. Now it's time for some more metal. McFly, I thought I told you to never come around here anymore.
No, rescued by a drone. Haha. Although the drone sounds like a fly for some fucking reason.
Mosquito, actually. Oh no, the door is locked. Can anything stop this behemoth seemingly possessed by Satan?
Captain Thunderbolt Ross could do it. Ouch.
That's using your head.
Ouch.
He's taking the whole goddamn space station apart.
Yeah, how reinforced is this door that it's just going to cataclysmically collapse the space station?
It is hyperbole in order to demonstrate how powerful the Loc Nar can make people.
Ouch.
Oh, you gotta watch your head there, little buddy. I like you, little flying cycloptic robot.
Eh. Oh, he's gonna destroy the library, Mr. Cloud.
Right, you
Dude, there's a
lost
finite
them.
number of rooms that he can destroy, okay? You can't hide from him forever. You need to get off the space station.
There is no one truly safe in this film. Yeah, I swear, I've seen Magic the Gathering giants that actually resemble this character quite a bit. Your money can't save you any more than it could save me. So here we can observe that the Loc Nar actually derives its strength from human corruption.
Yeah.
That what it's aiming for actually is to corrupt as many people, both morally and physically, by melting their brains.
That is a World War II style bomber. So
So the space station that was driven by humans was apparently all happening during a war. I mean, this very easily could be like Vietnam. I mean, for God's sake, I think the Vietnam War
this
was
can't
still
be
happening around
Vietnam
this time.
specifically because we weren't using World War II style bombers in Vietnam. Also, these apparently have the ability to, just withstand not only the vacuums of space, but keep their passengers alive as they're actively being blown up. So,
I mean, they're not in outer space. This is
sure?
taking place on Earth. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. See, it's one of those wonderful achievements of a select few stories. Hence, this is a cult classic. That even if you gain only the approximation of what is happening, that you still are on the right track for being in the target audience for the work.
So this is going to lead us into transitioning into Dragonlance, right?
Dragonlance, pretty much. Yeah, excuse me, I gotta go take a dump.
Dude, you knew he was
Yeah,
dead.
dude.
He was bleeding on the floor and not responsive. Come on.
Yeah, come on, Yossarian. You what? Is this only your first time seeing bodies like this?
No, he's actually very jaded. It's just that the music sting wants us to believe it's his first time.
And here we arrive at one of the more horrifying moments of the film. The Loc Nar had been delivered onto this craft by a freaking severed hand by a guy who is supposed to be testifying in defense of Handsome Big Chin, who will live happily ever after for the rest of the film, for the record.
So
and
we're
now
not
we're wondering.
Back up with Stern.
No, we're not going to see we're not going to see the cabbie. We're not going to see Stern. We're not going to see any of those characters for the rest of the film. They're not important.
Oh.
They're just not important. Guts.
Yep. Oh no, the Loc Nar isn't here yet. It's just floating menacingly above the plane.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, I saw like 5 human corpses, man. All our bombers are dead.
All of our support crew is dead, actually, and now we're going to be deaded as well.
No, the human beings in this movie are not the only characters capable of fucking with people.
So what? The Loc Nar is actually steroiding the power supply at the moment?
I think the Loc Nar is... Oh, yep. The Loc Nar is showing powers of reanimation. Of course he's not okay. He's got freaking guts hanging out.
No. He's the character asking if he's okay was referring to his co-pilot, who does not have guts hanging out.
Oh, but he does.
Oh, this isn't just reanimation. This is lycanthropy technically.
Because it's thriller time. You're in a killer thriller, heavy metal. Any second now. Oh, yeah, there is. He's being torn apart by some kind of monster.
By a lycanthrope.
corrupted
Hey,
by
if we
powers
have
from
this
another
ability,
planet?
why do we even have pilots?
That is a great
Oh
question.
no, they are in fact skeletons now. Okay, as opposed to like
Oh yeah, yeah.
anthropes.
They're coming to get you, whoever you are.
Guns do not work all that well against steel doors or skeletons, believe it or not.
Zombies. But is he truly safe?
No, he's going
Or
to
has
land on
this...
a deserted island in the middle of Earth's ocean.
Okay, so by the palm trees, it would lead me to believe that this is like Cambodia or something.
Are you sure it's not the Bermuda Triangle?
Maybe. I mean, it's certainly tropical. Actually, quite tranquil here. If it wasn't for the zombies with the bones hanging out.
Oh yeah, we're in the Bermuda Triangle. Behold all of the plane wreckages, specifically from World War One and Two.
You know the Bermuda Triangle has become infamous for causing people to go missing because it's a triangle of air traffic
And
that
islands.
so many and islands and so many airlines and vehicles are flying through that space that it's entirely possible that they just crash into each other. No one is safe from the zombie
But they aren't
bomber
zombies.
horde.
They are specifically skeletons.
Isn't not every zombie a skeleton with the rotting flesh still on?
Well, that's what differentiates zombies and skeletons apart, Mr. Cloud.
Well, I'd say it's all appearances.
And so now we transition over to the Pentagon.
Okay, so the Loc Nar was last seen on the island, which seriously challenges what time and place this movie's taking place in at this moment. Now it looks like we are actually in the 1980s.
Not necessarily the mutations, but specifically the budgetary concerns.
Now, let's see. As of this minute here, I think by now we've actually gone more minutes without any nudity whatsoever than any other sequence of the film. Get into the really dry, violent, and horrifying aspects. Of course, we find a wonderful transition from the zombie apocalypse to people fighting in the war room. Dun dun dun.
Okay, so he's going to be proven wrong. And oh, hey, it's the Loc Nar.
Conveniently located right where we can find it. You got a frog in your throat there?
No, he doesn't have a frog in his throat. He very explicitly is being possessed of lust by the Loc Nar,
Pretty much, yes. Quite overtly.
as the Pentagon is being attacked by an alien intelligence.
Quick, somebody stop this man. Oh, did you really have to take her too?
Yeah,
She
she's
had nothing to
wearing
do
the
with
Loc
it.
Nar.
Oh, yeah, that's right. She was wearing the Loc Nar. Okay, lady in the foreground, unimportant dickhead in the background.
Well, I wouldn't say he's unimportant. I mean, he's the through line for this particular narrative now. And now he is deaded.
Dun 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 Do 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 do. Oh, my clothes! Whatever am I gonna do now that they're all ruined? And the robot played by John Candy. Like the suggestion wasn't strong enough. Gynecologist appointment. And I got a boob job on Thursday.
How is that typical of the robot? Why isn't that typical of you guys?
Yeah, come to think of it, Bender was not really that interested in human sex. That is until he became a human in the What If Machine episode. The trucker hat is a great tell as to how we're supposed to feel about these guys.
Mm. Mm. And so, we are doing basic cleaning maintenance of the spacecraft.
I got a great sense of who they were appealing to. It was a bunch of fat bastards who were living in their parents' basement and taking drugs.
Oh, no, it's cocaine? Okay, it's cocaine.
Oh, yeah. Let's go to another planet, man, and then we'll do some drugs.
Except they're chilled out as opposed to strung up. Huh.
We at Rock America Commentaries do not necessarily condone the rapid and unsafe consumption of numerous drugs by any orifice whatsoever.
We do recommend playing Freelancer, though.
We do recommend playing Freelancer, yes.
Oh, hey, hi, the Enterprise.
Just going on a trip through outer space, man. Just let the rocks and the meteors and the broken up space stations fly by. It's all good, bro.
So we are space truckers. What are we actually hauling?
Boobies, apparently.
Mm.
Oh wait, that's Eugene Levy. You know, the guy who went on to play Jason Biggs' dad in American Pie. Yeah, you see that he had a wonderful sex life so that he could tell his son all about the birds and the bees by, of course, finding his son dick deep in an apple pie.
So we're still flying towards this nebula. Any idea what we're gonna see there?
Man, I can't remember. I can't remember half of the shit that happens in this movie. That's part of the beauty of it. There's red and green everywhere.
That's right. It is the 80s. Mixed marriages are a myth.
Lady, I don't think your husband is going to believe that you made it with a robot.
Does the robot even know what Judaism actually is?
Oh, come on, he's a robot. He's got terabytes of data just stored in his noggin. Or, I'm sorry, he's got megabytes of data stored in his noggin. Yes, because back in the day, that's as big as floppy disk got was just a couple megabytes.
No. Floppies were kilobytes, Mr. Cloud.
Oh, I mean, he's all about the kilo. I don't think there's anything floppy about this robot now. Oh, if only I did not
So
have
we
my
are
face
officially
pressed against the
ripping
microphone,
directly
I'd be
from
headbanging.
Macross and Gundam Wing with these space station designs now.
Gundam Wing, yes, I could see some similarities immediately. Yeah, we got it.
Just follow the arrows. Just follow the arrows.
Oh, come on, dude, I got this. I got this, man. Please don't crash.
Yay, we made
Okay,
it.
good. They didn't crash.
Ouch. Ouch.
I got big balls. I got big balls. My balls are always bouncing. This is some Cheech and Chong levels of silly now.
Kind of. And that's the end of that
Meanwhile,
story.
back in the present. Okay, so you know how the Loc Nar was prone to telling you like how it got from place to place. This time now it's just like, okay, I'm here now. You saw me fly around, you saw me pretend to be other things, you saw me manipulate people. I manipulated your father. Yes, the man that I killed at the very beginning of this.
But I like my race. I mean, they're all annoying bastards, but that's not their fault.
You know a story is corny when the villain refers to himself as evil. Okay, so what gives, man?
So, are we on the Russian front all of a sudden?
Let's see, different new canon or same canon? New canon or same canon?
Nah,
Yep,
this isn't
this is a new canon.
Okay.
Bit of a meandering tale, yes. And now we are on an entirely new planet.
Yeah. No,
After
that
all,
is
the
facing its own migrant crisis.
Right.
Oh, we're gonna do Western stuff, Western fantasy stuff specifically. Okay. You ever get the feeling that some of these were just just D&D side stories that you didn't get to play?
Yes. How much dope was in the screenplay writer's studio?
Well, it is the 80s, Mr. Cloud, so more than a kilo.
Probably, yeah. Superman?
No, he's not Superman because he's got a cybernetic augmentation. So more than likely, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do either He-Man or Thundercats rips. Although this looks like it's specifically being Volcano.
This looks like the creeping mold from Magic the Gathering. And so the Loc Nar has caused an end-of-the-world scenario on another planet. So, too, can it do so on Earth.
So I showed up, I erupted a volcano, and mutated all the humanoids into, apparently, space orcs? Yeah, apparently I mutated all the humanoids into space orcs. And it ended up creating a religious cult of conquerors. It's functionally reorganized their society, though.
Now see that I do get my jollies on by being quite selective the manner that I screw with the races throughout the galaxy. Alright, time to rock.
No, that's Dio. That's
Dio.
Dio.
Yeah. Hey, Dio is in this movie after all. Awesome. Freaking sweet. Hey, you got your wish, Gerda.
I did.
See, this movie has just a little something for everyone, and a lot more for others.
Mhm.
You know, I'd like to care about all these characters having died. The problem is that we only just got here.
Not only did we only just get here, we don't know any of the political machinations of this planet. Like there was clearly a migrant crisis. The Loc Nar showed up and forced the Conqueror's evolution onto the migrants, and now they are actively attacking the higher society. There's apparently a magic system involved somewhere.
I was gonna say Moses allegory, but well, let's go with that. It really is amazing what you can achieve with a voice actors roster of only like 8 people.
That's what South Park discovered 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's just over time I kind of got a little too familiar with how samey the voices sound because they're done by the same like 3 people. Like okay, Matt Stone's character number 570.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! It's only number 98. Chill out with the counting there.
No, there's no freaking way he's made only 100 characters. No, bald man with pink tie is upset,
And mostly,
and he has
and
no
otherwise
pants.
nude.
That's right. Breathe deep. Deep breaths, everyone. We've all gotten a little too excited and hot in the room. Let's just take a deep breath real quick.
We will revolve around the celestial colonnade, and then we will worship our deities, which are supposedly magic inclined, even though we're still actually pretty heavy into the tech base here.
Damn it, my foot pedal doesn't work. But it was too late.
Was that supposed to be a door brace?
Yes.
Then
And
why
that's
is it in the
supposed
shape
to
of
be
a
a
T?
great throbbing cock. Well, so it could. I think that phallus. That's why the answer is phallic imagery.
But T isn't one of the more phallic letters. It should have been an L.
Right? Or a Q.
Now Q is only phallus in reverse.
Once industrial, now
Are
quite
we sure this is
wasted.
industrial? Because this actually looks more along the lines of agricultural piping.
All right, say post industrial. But then, amid so much destruction, there may yet be one force of good ready to set right to the destroyers.
This flying sequence is actually really good for 1981, though.
Yeah, they did something right.
Into the
Flying
mining
60s
pit.
convertible from outer space.
Oh, we're not going to stay in the mining pit. We just
strangely.
dove down and then back up.
Now here the animation, the flickering is a little bit much because the computer's having a little too much trouble determining how much shadow to apply.
Right. It's a skull. A very large Leviathan dactyl skull.
And so we see that no matter how big they are, they all become dust and bones, even the Loc Nar. Who will stand up to this great force of evil once and for all?
Well, apparently we're hoping for industry to save us from the Loc Nar, but at the same point, like, the Loc Nar is more or less unknown in the galaxy, mostly because it kills everything wherever it lands. So,
No, it's like the One Ring.
well, that's the thing. Anyone that tries to directly interact with a Loc Nar melts, and anyone who uses the Loc Nar's power for their own benefit ends up dead. So nobody knows what the fuck it is.
Dead men tell no tales, I agree. However, the reputation of the Loc Nar
Sword!
precedes it.
But by who does it proceed, Mr. Cloud?
Please, lower your hood. First.
So, we have entered the shrine of the warrior goddess of three swans.
Yes,
Of three dactyls.
the chamber of swaying hips. First,
It is a
cleanse
nice
yourselves
water
in the
feature, but it
celestial
should
waters.
be a rectangle. It should actually be a moat around the statue.
First, we will see if you can swim. Next, we will see if you can hold your breath, and for how long.
So she successfully emerges from the rite of purification, and then...
Do we see that human worthiness has been something of a divining rod, if you will, throughout this film? Who truly is worthy to take the mantle of champion of the galaxies? She reaches for a thing, and inside is...
a battle suit. A skin-tight battle suit.
Of course. With the thinnest laces possible. Just barely enough to cover. See, at this point, I am just so used
That's
to
not
it.
even
Like this,
covering it.
like
That's literally just pasties at that point.
this movie really has achieved something wonderful. Is that I am now like completely desensitized to the sight of animated breasts. Just something you've come to expect at this point.
I mean, this sequence is more about accentuating the rest of her body, though, specifically her arms and legs.
This dressing up montage has now elapsed a total of 80 seconds.
And for 80 seconds, she didn't put on all that much clothes.
Yeah.
So is she supposed to be Red Sonja at this point?
Yeah, I would say Sonya actually is pretty close.
No. Although Red Sonja used a different weapon aside from a longsword.
I have the boner. The prophecy has been fulfilled.
Okay, back on the dactyl.
Now that we have fully clothed our heroine, we will determine once and for all what is the fate of the heavy metal universe.
Claude, there's 10 minutes left of this movie, and we don't know this character's name.
You will see in the credits for this film that not many very, very few characters have names in this movie. Hell, we watched, not too long ago, we watched a movie where the main character doesn't have any name whatsoever.
Now, what movie was that?
It's not important right now, Mr. Gradad. I'll tell you later.
I like this backing track.
Yeah, I do like the blending of the Philharmonic Orchestra swells and strings versus the more readily recognizable rock and radio hits like Sammy Hagar and the like. Very Is it Electric Lights Orchestra? A parent, perhaps?
I don't think so. I think she's mourning the. I'm thinking she's mourning the loss of the culture of high society here.
And now she has a cause to which to take up.
Yes,
To
she must go and
strike with the
slay the
sword.
evolved humanoids that have evolved into a conqueror's cult.
I imagine that my sister liked this flying creature very much.
I mean,
If only
it
she
is
would have
kind
had
of
a second
adorable.
chance to see this movie.
It's got enough. It's got enough space to ride multiple passengers. It flies relatively fast. It's large. It's brown,
Majestic.
and it has roosting areas.
Yeah, just remember to park your flying vehicles outside. Very Western. Yeah, I can hear the jukebox playing. Oh yeah, we're not out of rock and roll land just yet. And so far, this character has not had any speaking lines either, which is refreshing.
Ouch. Dude, you
You'll
already won the
respect
fight. You don't need to stretch it out.
The Loc Nar wants his cut.
And of course, lust beats off aggression. Damn it.
Beats. All right, where are the other green dudes?
It's a relatively slow night at the bar. Okay.
Oh, I was wondering where Devo was.
Now they're not gonna play Whip It, are they?
No, they are not gonna play Whip It. Oh, they're the other green dudes. See, green dudes are bad, not green dudes are good. Green dudes are bad, not green dudes are good.
3?
You know, she must be well known around here.
Well, no, she is not.
I mean, you can already see enough. I mean, she's not wearing like anything. Oh, slow motion backhand.
Which is weird because she's definitely faster than that.
Well, of course, she's got a fucking sword. Does she wants to fight? Off with their heads.
Off with their heads! Oh, come on. He wasn't even really being that aggressive towards you. He was just being lecherous.
Be thankful that she aimed high. That she also has still the qualities of being a lady, except that now you got her boots dirty. Are you gonna have the drink?
She tried to have the drink and then she used it as a weapon. Oh, so now we're just
Right, the
actively
glow.
going to the active volcano. Okay.
So at this point, you're kind of like nodding your head like, yep, and then she's going to become another victim of the Loc Nar because the Loc Nar has not met any person that it did not just conquer or disintegrate or have massacred.
And that is why we don't fly our dactyls that low to the ground, Mr. Cloud.
The hazards of being out in the air like such. Now taken prisoner by the cult of Loc Nar.
Yeah, she's actually supposed to be Red Sonja. Okay.
Right, and original work, not not uninspired by other existing works. I'm still going to kill you anyway because I feel like it.
Well, yeah, we are a tribe of conquest. Anyone that gets in my way, ally or not, is going to become deaded. It's rule 2. Don't kill the dactyl. It could probably be retrained.
Dr. Claw.
Except Dr. Claw had a cat. He very clearly has rats.
Oh, please stay in motion, baby.
You know, they don't actually work as well if you use them 3 at a time. You're only supposed to use 1 at a time for explicitly for effectiveness reasons.
Just when I thought this movie was done being sexy. Well, kinky, rather.
So, are we gonna do Night on Bald Mountain stuff now?
No, we're gonna do, like, what's his name from Star Wars, just feeding people to a monster? Jabu Jabu, yeah. No, not Jabu Jabu.
Jabba the Hutt.
Jabba the Hutt, thank you.
Good job, Dactyl.
Oh, okay, now this time.
Yay! Go, Dactyl!
Oh, damn it.
Crash.
Go, my flying awesome
See,
dude.
it doesn't take you 80 seconds in order to get all that on. Yeesh.
Well, she had time to practice.
Why? She's
Oh,
going
no,
towards
dude,
the active volcano. She's just going to end up dead. You know that.
I have a feeling that some kind of eruption of retribution is going to destroy that red jacket wearing man.
No, not our dactyl friend. Ouch.
Yeah, very flimsy on the fall, actually. Not very graceful.
Well, he was struggling to breathe, so yeah. You're supposed to leave it in there to stop blood loss.
It's too late, my friend. I'm afraid that our flying buddy is no longer a part of this film.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's easy to let go. We only just met these characters like 12 minutes ago.
Okay, so you decided to fly towards the volcano and then back at her for a dramatic missed entry.
Of course, dramatic misentry. I'm gonna turn you into bitch mincemeat.
Honestly, he
I don't.
probably only has a couple of cuts left on that buzzsaw.
Did we really need a demonstration that the saw blade works? Like, of course it works. It's moving. Now you two, fight to the death.
Ow! Okay, there's 2.
Shown to be vulnerable after all. But alas, even the saw blade is not strong enough. Slow motion falling down.
Thank you, Dactyl friend.
But our dactyl friend was not quite dead. Happy joy. But now the dactyl friend probably is dead, but his sacrifice was not in vain, for he's being beaten over the head by the very pipe he used to demonstrate how sharp that blade is.
Yeah, which this actually reminds me quite a bit of Hobo with a Shotgun. It's a final climax.
Punch your brains in, and then suddenly there's no green blood on her glove. Gauntlet, sorry.
All right, Loc Nar, it is now time for you to conclude this story.
Oh, he got the sword for her. What a sweetie pie.
This dactyl has survived more damage than most of the other characters in the movie combined, Mr. Cloud.
He never even needed the saddle in the first place.
Yay! No, that dactyl is going to die. Most certainly. Are you sure?
Yes.
Because now we're doing He-Man things, so...
Can.
And so the prophesized heroine turns into Blue Eyes White Dragon, sacrifices herself to cast Burst Stream of Destruction on the Loc Nar volcano.
No. I cannot be destroyed. No, the avatar of the Loc Nar is about to self-destruct.
As it's destroying the house that she lives in.
So apparently, I got confused. I thought that the Terrakian and the little girl were the same person.
No, they are not.
It just goes to show how much you can forget. Wow, that was actually a really great use of mixed effects. That was live action.
Yeah, that was a live action explosion.
It was just a model, of course.
So a thing that did not happen in this movie, Mr. Cloud. We were not told how the Tyranids are ever supposed to lose fights.
You can't lose if you're the winner.
Hey, it's the ghost of our dactyl friend.
He's not dead.
Cloud. He suffered slashing damage to 1.5 of his wings and a spear through his fucking throat. The dactyl is dead.
Actually, no, that's not the same dactyl.
Yeah, it is the ghost of our dactyl friend. See? The spirit of time, also known as our dactyl friend.
And then the next generation will suddenly spawn tattoos on the right sides of their necks to make them out to be more cliche than we had intended.
Yes, more prophesized heroines.
Oh, everybody on your feet with applause.
I don't know if this deserves a standing ovation. It was definitely an enjoyable movie, but
oh my goodness, I am just floored right now.
So
I enjoyed that a lot more than I thought I was going to.
I also enjoyed this more than I thought I was going to, but I also enjoyed it less than I think I was supposed to. Because
I'd say you enjoyed it about the right amount.
The art style and animation in this movie, especially for 81, is really good. Most certainly. But
oh, I see. So they arrange each of these credits by the sequences in which they appeared, and that's why I saw so few voice credits at once.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. You were saying?
I don't know if I would actually recommend this to people. I mean, if you're looking for an art film, I honestly think that Pink Floyd's The Wall is a better art film than this is. Mostly because, despite all of the symbolism and trippiness of Pink Floyd's The Wall, I think its narrative actually is a significantly. Open Arms was here. I didn't catch it. Damn. But I think Pink Floyd's The Wall is a better film than this is, to be perfectly honest, especially as an art film.
Yeah, like Pink Floyd's The Wall is definitely a movie that takes itself seriously. I think that this movie even blurs the line between work that takes itself seriously and then does not.
Okay.
Not to mention that The Wall was actually like trying to like
Captain
inspire.
Stern. This was one of the only narratives that I could actually follow, so. Eugene Levy.
Who makes another appearance.
All right, B-17. That's the zombie bomber.
That's the yep. All the dudes getting zombified and then eating the living.
Even though we didn't see them eat the living, we just saw them become skeletons.
This strikes me to be a film that you would want to play in like the background of a bunch of guys in their 30s and 40s all playing like Magic the Gathering or something in like a basement, plenty of drinks in a bathroom nearby. It's background noise. Again, hence that we did so well like watching the movie and getting something out of it, even though like we were only paying attention to what was going on like half the time.
I must
and
be
it really is
dreaming.
amazing.
So Cheap Trick does multiple different tracks for this movie. Huh.
They did. Oh yeah. And Don Felder. Heavy Metal. Nice. They actually had a song in the movie called Heavy Metal by Sammy Hagar.
Okay. All right. So, Tarna. This is where the Dio song plays. So I need to know which one it is.
We'll see. We'll see the voice credit for Dio. I'm sure it's around here somewhere. Written by, sung by, made awesome by.
Lots of animators for this, and honestly, Tarna is the longest short that's here. I think Harry Canyon
Danny
tries to be
Antonucci.
longer, but falls about a minute short. So many assistant animators, Jesus.
This has to be one of the most like well-designed credit sequences I've ever seen in a movie, because they're placing the corresponding images alongside the credits for those who actually worked on the sequence.
Multi-plane special effects. Ooh.
Now I'm reminded of that one scene from Monty Python and the Holy Grail where Sir Galahad the Chaste was resisting almost certain temptation.
So it's the mob rules. Yep.
Yep, there it is.
Dio.
Yep.
So, I did enjoy this. I wouldn't actually say it's one of the better art movies that I've seen, though.
I'm glad that you do not consider it to be one of the better art movies that you've seen. This movie has certainly stood the test of time, which is a wonderful thing about films that explore the future, hang on to elements of an era like the 80s and how far metal had come in the American psyche and zeitgeist, if that's even the right word.
1981.
And we hope you have enjoyed experiencing this film with us while we were watching it again and having a great time rocking out.
All right, so that ends us going through heavy metal. Next time it's my turn to pick a movie, and I'm probably gonna pick something even more childish than this, because that is what Gurdett does. Yup.
You can't kill the metal. The metal will live on.
Be safe, everybody.
And thanks for watching, everyone. And little did anybody realize that the entire time I was recording that, I was not wearing any pants.